I'm so glad that I finally got this. It's a brilliant guitar. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a close-up look, a close-up deep dive look, and see what it's all about. What's immediately caught my eye is there's a hole there. What's that about? I'm going to have to find out, you know. A little digression there, completely irrelevant as far as you're concerned. She described it as being squat and ugly, but I don't think it's squat and ugly, so there, I like it. Forget all the other bullshit. This is a really fun guitar. Look, a bit of stickers coming off there. That means I'm going to keep it, doesn't it? Hello everyone, thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Guitaristas. So today we're looking at another hugely affordable vintage reissue from Epiphone. It is of course the Crestwood Custom, which is the well, it's the expensive one, isn't it? In the range of Coronet, Wilshire, and this one, the Crestwood Custom. Of course, we did the Coronet about a year ago, the Wilshire just 2 weeks ago, and that was, well, not only proved to be a brilliant guitar, it was also a really popular film. So what a brilliant excuse for me to rush out and get one of these, which, to be fair, I've been guessing after since they released it in 2019. This range were released, so I'm quite surprised that it's taken me until now to get one. The street price of this is about $500, okay? I paid £419 sterling for this in the UK, and you'll see, if you look on Reissue, there's a range throughout the world from around about, you know, $450 up to about $4,500 if you want to buy an original. There are some originals for sale. I'll put the link to Reverb in the description box below in case you're tempted. Okay, but yeah, great guitar. Super pleased that I got an excuse to finally get one. Been gassing for one of these, as I said, for a long time. I now have one. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a close-up look, a close-up deep dive look, and see what it's all about. We'll take it apart. We'll have a look at these pickups because they're a little bit different, aren't they? We'll have a look at the whammy bar because that's a little bit different, isn't it? So yeah, we'll have a proper close-up look. We'll take some measurements, the neck and stuff, as we always do. Don't forget, if you're in a hurry, you don't have to listen to me bang on about stuff you're not interested in. Timestamps are in the description box, so you can skip forward to hear what it sounds like or whatever interests you. So do that. If you've got a little bit of time on your hands, go and get a drink, come back and join me for the ride. Okay, let's get stuck in. So let's start with a little bit of a brief history lesson. This range was launched in 1958, okay? And they didn't stay in production for very long. 1970, they were discontinued, evolved a little bit over the years. This particular one is kind of around about the 1961-62 variation with the symmetrical design, okay? And specifically because the oval fingerboard inlays they put onto this, I think in 61-62. And then pretty soon after that, they changed it to the asymmetrical design and the 6-on-a-side headstock. A lot of you will be more familiar with that, which I call the batwing. And this, of course, is what I call the 3+3, which is the original headstock, which I prefer, to be fair. I know a lot of people don't. A lot of people say, oh, you know, they go, oh yeah, the one with the batwing, that's the one we like. Well, I don't. I like this one better, okay? But it takes all sorts. So notable players of the Crestwood. There are a few of the later version, the asymmetrical version with the batwing headstock. Fred Sonic Smith from the MC5 is one. This version, the earlier version, could Kirk Douglas, who was in the house band of the Jimmy Fallon show, amongst other things, he had one of these. And he most famously lent it to Prince when Prince appeared on the show. So Kirk lent him his guitar because Prince took a liking to it apparently and asked if he could use it, and which he did. And then quite famously broke it at the end. He threw it up in the air and apparently no one caught it and it snapped the headstock. So, but yeah, I suppose it's a notable player, isn't it? Prince played it briefly and then broke it. I mean, I think it's a cool looking guitar. I really do. But I understand that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. My lady partner, for instance, I had this delivered at home and I opened the box at home as I sometimes do. And I go, oh, yeah, look at that. And she goes, oh. She described it as being squat and ugly. So each to their own. I like it a lot. I don't think it's squat and ugly. I can see why some people might say that. But I don't think it's squat and ugly. So there, I like it. Right, so all about the guitar. Mahogany body, mahogany set neck, as you can see. Medium C-shaped profile on the neck, not a D, it's a medium C. We'll measure that in a bit and show you the profile. It's got an Indian laurel fingerboard, 12-inch radius, medium jumbo frets. It's got a Graphtec new bone nut, so no problems there. It's got these lovely Epiphone Deluxe vintage style tuners with the white buttons and the press-in bushings. So all good, all very good. Now this one's Polaris white, okay? They do this in cherry or this one, the Polaris white. I think they both look good. And I did and ah. I hummed and ahed for a while actually. Well, a couple of years actually. But then when I decided to buy it, I'd always kind of been drawn towards the white one. Although, you know, I'll be honest with you, white and black. Well, black's the hardest, but white is not the easiest colour to film. So there's a little fact for you. Black's a nightmare. So a little digression there. Completely irrelevant as far as you're concerned. I chose the white one, okay, and it's called Polaris white. And I have got that right this time, Polaris white. It's not Arctic white or Alpine white, it's Polaris white, this one. I think it's lovely. I think it's really nice, especially the way that they, you know, they've designed this go faster stripe, if you like, into the bat wing. No, butterfly pickguard. They call this a butterfly pickguard, clear plastic, as you can see. We'll have that off in a minute and see what it looks like underneath. So yeah, so I've done all that bit. So the pickups, these are mini humbuckers, okay? They're not P90s, they're mini humbuckers. They're proper humbucking pickups. And, you know, a lot of you be familiar with these. They're not so common. You'll have seen them on the Epiphone Riviera even, that I reviewed a little while back. And they're a nice little pickup. The story with these is Epiphone used to make their own single coil pickups, which were called Spectrum pickups. Actually, they're better known as the New Yorker, okay, and they're this size basically. And what happened when Gibson took over Epiphone in 1957, they used up the stock of the original New Yorker pickups. So probably the very first Crestwoods in 1958 had New Yorker pickups, single coils. And then when they ran out of stock, Gibson introduced their own replacement, which was a humbucking humbucking pickup the same size, which they call mini humbuckers, which you'll see on some of the earlier Gibson guitars. I was about to say Firebird, but that's not true because Firebird pickups are different. That's another film, okay? So anyway, these ones here are mini humbuckers, and what we will do, of course, is we'll take those out and have a look underneath, and we'll take some readings from those in a minute. So the bridge on this is the standard Epiphone lock tone. This, as you can see, looks to have nylon saddles, which is interesting, isn't it? And the whammy bar affair here, this is a kind of a recreation of the original tremotone, they called it, tremotone, which is quite a unique thing that was used for a few years, off and on, you know, in the early 60s on some Gibson and clearly some Epiphone guitars. This is a fairly good looking recreation of that. So yeah, we'll delve into that a little bit more soon. 2 volumes, 2 tones, 3-way switch. That's pretty much it, isn't it? Oh, poly finish, obviously. Tough as old boots. You know, no fear of chipping there, is there? So that's that. So what we'll do is we'll take the strings off now and we'll have a closer look at all that stuff. Before we do that, let's weigh it. And yeah, it's a fairly light guitar, this. So let's see what it is. I'm not guessing, let's see. £6 11 ounces. So yeah, nice and light. Yeah, which is just over 3 kilograms. So yeah, cool. I'm just looking at this spring and it appears to have been, yeah, it appears to have been flattened on the flattened on the top. This is the top with my finger in it and that's the bottom. I'm just going to make sure I keep that up the right way, just in case it's important. And it seems to have some fibre washers, top and bottom as well. You can see this bolt, nut, even. So if you want to adjust if you want to make it shorter reach, obviously that's what these holes are for. So it's a pretty straightforward thing. You've got, you can see that hopefully, you've got different size string guides. I wonder why they do that. The E string and the G string have got higher barrels. They're all a little bit different actually. Don't know, maybe that's a design thing. Would that affect the tone? I don't know. Well, it must do. I don't know. Why does that must do? I have no idea. Anyway. Let's just pull the old bridge. Let's just weigh that. Here you go, Epiphone lock tone. And yeah, it's got, well, I assume they're nylon saddles. 41 grams. There you go. It's quite light. Pop that back on. The great thing about these lock tones is they do stay on when we'll tip it over eventually to look in the control cavity, and that'll stay in place. Now, I'm very tempted to undo that screw, and I've got the idea that that just flips back. It kind of looks like it might have a hinge there. So I'm going to find out. Look at that. Just move that forward to make sure it's in the shot. Yeah. What's immediately caught my eye is there's a hole there. What's that about then? I'm going to have to find out, you know. Yeah, guess as much. That's just where the earth wires comes through. As you can see that. You can see that on that camera, I hope. There you go. Earth. Cool. Well, I'm glad we cleared that up. So now this is off, you can see. I think that looks like a tiny little Allen screw. Look, it looks like a tiny little screw hole there, which I'm guessing holds this block in place. I'm not going to go to the extent of going and getting... There's a tiny little Allen screw in the box, I must say, because you can see, look, it's got a tiny little Allen screw adjuster there on that bridge. Not a bridge, is it? Tailpiece barrel for some sort of adjustment on there. Or take it apart probably. And imagine it goes in there. I can't see any other. It's got grooves in it, so it might just slide up. But I think that probably holds it in place. So. But yeah, I think we'll leave that be. Right, so moving on, pick guard, pickups. There you go. Yeah, that comes off on its own, and as you can see, it's a transfer, I suppose. I don't know how they do that, but the foil logo's on the top, and the white is underneath. Let's put that there. Okay. So these pickups are on pickup rings. So we remove the pickup rings, and the pickups will come out with them. Ta-da! So I think we can see enough on this shot. There's, what you can see is a long neck tenon. There's not a lot, you know, holding it on, is there? But the neck tenon goes all the way down to there. So I think that's, I can't see if that's, oh, no, you can't really see. You can't really see how much. You can't see much more than that, is what I'm trying to say. Now, I was quite confident that I was going to be able to decipher the code, the Epiphone code, but I can't yet again. I've got Pro, Mini, Humbucker, Nickel for cover, and then I'm lost again. HB. Well, it wouldn't be humbucker again, would it? Yeah, mini humbucker, Pro, mini humbucker, nickel cover, HB, don't know, B for bridge, and C, again, I don't know. I don't know. Someone help me, please. Help me. And I'll write it down this time so I remember. Someone did explain. I know. Yeah. If someone lets me know, I'll pin it in the comments, okay? What does all that mean? Please, someone, help me. Okay, let's take some readings. Start on the neck. 6.44 kiloohms, or just over 3 Henrys. And on the bridge, a 7.82 kiloohms, 7.81, and a 4.22, 4.23 Henrys. There you go. And in the middle, about half. Yeah, about half. As you'd expect, 3.53. There you go. So little tip, if you do take the pick guard off, probably a good idea to wipe the guitar before you put it back on. If it gets stuck under there, you'll see it. I'm glad I thought of that. But just having a closer look at the neck now while we're here. Yeah, Indian laurel fingerboard, that looks quite nice. It's got, you know, it's got a rosewood look about it, hasn't it? Medium jumbo frets. I've played this a little bit. It wasn't scratchy like they sometimes are. It was pretty good. It was well enough set up straight out of the box. Quite a low action, I think. I may just tweak that when I put a new set of strings on. But yeah, all good, and the fretwork was fine. There's no sharp ends or anything to worry about. So yeah, well, good enough job there, and no buzzing out, nothing, no flat spots, anything like that. So played great straight out of the box. Nice nut. You know, these Graphtec nuts are great. They're well cut, and it's got this great comfortable C-shaped neck. So let's just have a look at the measurements and the profile of this neck. Okay, here's the neck profile and measurements at the first fret. And here's the neck profile and measurements at the 12th fret. As you can see, nice C shape all the way. Let's flip it over and look in the control cavity. Here we are. So here we are, we can see CTS, it says CTS, I think it says B500. So I think it says B500K, hopefully that's in focus. 500K pots. So CTS 500K pots anyway. And these caps, I can't see what the value of the caps is, but I can tell you they're shouldered between the earth and the centre lug on the tone pots. There you go, braided wire, plug-in pickups, and what I'm now calling an analog switch. There you go, rather than switchcraft style. There you go. But that's that. And let's have a quick look under the truss rod cover. I can see the screws in this are right on the piss. Look at that. It's a shame. Look at that. Look at the way that's coming out. It's a bit of a shame, really. And then that just demonstrates one of the reasons they're cheap. You know, obviously they've bang them together, really. You know, the components on these guitars are all good now, and you know, playability wise and stuff, they've really got it sussed. But things like this could be. It's quite funny, actually, that comes out. I'm just going to take a... That's the angle of those screws have gone in. Some people would send it back because of that. Not me. Right. Nothing to see in there. Fairly tidy. Allen wrench style truss rod. That's all I can show you. Right, there you go. I'm going to put that back on. I'm going to put a new set of strings on, tune it up, and then we'll come back and we'll plug it in. See what it sounds like and go through the controls and stuff. So, yeah, cool. See you in a minute. Okay, here we are. New set of strings. Pretty easy to string up with this tremotone. It's just really the same as a kind of a wrap over, in the sense that you just poke the strings through backwards and wrap them over. And it's got this sort of odd sort of barrel affair. They're different sizes. I'll do a close-up shot of that so you can see what I'm talking about. Let's get on with it. Unplugged, it sounds like this. promising, isn't it? Okay, today's rig. I plugged into the Harley Benton Tube 15 again. Been using that the last couple of weeks, so first port of call, let's try the Tube 15 with this guitar. I plugged it in and it sounds like this. That's just the amp, okay? No pedals on. So I thought we'd stick with that for today, okay? These are the settings I've got the amp on, so you can see. There's a lot more gain to be had out of that amp if you want. I think what we've got the gain on about 6 there, haven't we? And the volume way back down on 2, so, you know, it's a loud amp. This is on the 15 watt setting, incidentally. But yeah, I've really taken to this amp, so it sounds, I think I've used the whole range of pickups now, haven't I? I'm not sure if I've used single coils. I've used P90s in it. Pretty sure I've used humbuckers in it. I can't remember this stuff, can I? Not at the moment, anyway. But anyway, a great little amp. You know, I've reviewed it and I've recommended it, and I've been using it. So that's a pretty good endorsement, I think. Sorry, endorsement's too strong a word. I'm not endorsing this amp at all. I'm just telling you that I like it, okay? I don't endorse anything on this channel. I just play around with it and I'll let you know what I think of it, basically. So, yeah, no hard sell, okay? But, you know, it's good. So what I'd say is go and get one because they're good for a couple £100 or $300, whatever they are in the States. So, anyway, let's get on with it, shall we? Right, this is what the guitar sounds like plugged in. So that was with the volume fully dimed. Let's just roll that off and show you what the bridge pickup sounds like on, what, about 7. And the neck, yeah, that bite that I'm looking for comes in once I roll the volume on the neck. You roll it off, you lose a little bit of that. There it is. Bridge again. Middle. So this amp is great. Right, so let's just see what the controls are like. Volumes. Got a really good taper on that, and on the neck. Wow, yeah. Tone. That's without any pedals on. That's the bridge rolled off. Neck. I've got to say 10 out of 10 for the controls in this. Yeah, 10 out of 10. See if I can play something with just a little loop. Do a little loop with some of that darkness. I've had a thoroughly good wig out on this today. I don't know if you've seen it yet or it's to follow, but it's really nice when you're playing a guitar that I suppose encourages you or just makes you forget everything you think you know and just play it, really, you know, just strum a couple of chords, put it in the looper, and then off you go with no planning, you know, no preconceived ideas. There's no, certainly today, there's been no preparation whatsoever for what I've played. What I'm saying is, anyway, I just, you know, I was playing this at home a little bit, and then normally the day before I record the playing, like last night, I go, right, oh, this is what I'm going to do tomorrow. But I didn't, so I just came in and started the camera's rolling today, and I thought I'll see what happens. And well, whatever you've seen is what happened. Okay. Now I enjoyed playing it. I really enjoyed playing it, and got some stuff going on. Lost myself in it a little bit. Thoroughly enjoyed it. That's the point I'm making. Thoroughly enjoyed. It might be scrappy as hell, but I thoroughly enjoyed myself. And really, that's what guitars are all about, isn't it? That they make us want to play them and enjoy playing them. You know, forget all the other bullshit. This is a really fun guitar. I love it. I really love this guitar. I think it looks great. I think it looks, do you know what? I think it looks so good that I'd want to use this on stage. I really would want to play this, because also I think it's quite an individual guitar. At this point, this range is still a little bit under the radar, aren't they? You know, the Coronet and the Wilshire, and this one, the Crestwood Custom. You know, a lot of people go, oh, what's that? They don't know. So it's almost like a nice little kind of best kept secret, if that's the phrase I'm looking for. Those in the know that these look like, expensive guitars, but they're not. They're cheaper than a player Telecaster, and way cooler. Way cooler. These pickups, these mini humbuckers, are really distinctive pickups. As you can hear, they've got this lovely mid-range to them, but also a real nice bite to them. So I absolutely adore mini humbuckers. I always have. You don't see them in very many guitars. If you ever get a chance to play a Les Paul with mini humbuckers in it, I pretty much guarantee you'll favour it over the standard Les Pauls with normal humbuckers in, because these pickups have got that extra bite that is very often lacking from Les Pauls. For live work, when you're trying to cut through the mix, Les Pauls are not the greatest guitar for that, for playing in bands. But Les Pauls with mini humbuckers, they do work, that much better, I think. I sound like I'm saying this stuff as if I know what I'm talking about. I don't. I'm just saying what I think, Some of it might be true, But anyway, the point is, I like this guitar. I really like this guitar. And it's a problem because, as you know, I keep buying guitars that I think I'll like. Look, a bit of stickers coming off there. That means I'm going to keep it, doesn't it? It means I have no reason to leave the plastic on the pick guards, because yet again I've landed a guitar that I like and I won't want to sell. So for the time being, at least, I've absolutely no intentions of selling this, or the Wilshire that we had a couple of weeks ago, or the Coronet. I've still got that a year in, and it ain't going anywhere, basically. So I'm really pleased I've got the full set now, and I'm just a quick calculation. The full set cost me a little more than £1,000, I think it was. Can't remember what I paid for about 1,100 quid. Oh no, because I only paid 419 for about £1,000. I've got these 3 great vintage reissue guitars. There you go. That's, it puts it into perspective. I'm, because I've just sold some guitars, as you know, at the moment I'm frequently online thinking, what can I buy? What can I buy? It's part of the disease, as you know. And I keep thinking, and I'll keep going back to, I'm thinking about getting another SG Special, a Gibson SG Special. There's one in ebony that I really fancy. And I keep thinking, oh, and I saw it was on special offer a while back, and it was down to less than £1,000. It was $999. I missed that deal, but I'm kind of thinking, oh, when that comes back, I might get it again. But then I think I bought these 3 for that, £1,000. And I kind of think, well, why would I bother wanting to buy a Gibson, another Gibson? I've got an Epiphone SG Special, and I've got a Gibson Custom Shop SG Special. Well, the truth of the matter is, so that I could review it and do a comparison. But what am I talking about here? Well, what I'm talking about is what great value these are, I suppose. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. These are great value. It puts it into perspective. When you start thinking about what you can spend £1,000 on, I suppose there's a fair amount of choice, but I'd urge anyone to go and buy these three instead, because they're all different as well. You know, they're all different. They're all really distinctive, aren't they? There you go. Well, obviously, I'm a fan of the Epiphone reissues, bikini badge and all. You know, I know there's been a lot of people have commented that they don't like the bikini badge. Well, unscrew it. You know, that's all you got to do. Unscrew it if you don't like it. Put a sticker on it. Whatever you like, you know, don't matter really, does it? About the fundamental, the wiring, you know, you heard that, all of this, same as the Wilshire a couple of weeks ago. I noted that I was surprised at how good all of that was. And again, it works really well in this guitar. On Custom Shop, I'm saying that this is proper 10 out of 10, proper level wiring. If you just spent a bomb on well, not a bomb, but 100 quid on a custom made wiring loom and put it in a guitar, and that was the result, you'd be chuffed. You'd go, yeah, that was a real money well spent. This has got it all going on already. Pickups are great. I tell you what, I think I will. There's no maybe about it. I will try a bridge with different saddles, or I'll swap out these nylon saddles. I've got some brass saddles actually that'll probably go in here, or I've got a bridge with some brass saddles that I might put on, because I'm wondering if, you know, I was saying if I left it in, that getting the notes to ring right up on the dusty end wasn't as successful as I'd liked. So I think maybe the nylon saddles will have something to do with that. So that'll be interesting. Apart from that, you know, you could swap pickups and stuff with it. I wouldn't bother really, to be honest with you. Nothing wrong with this at all, is it? And I like this. It's nice, it's handy. There's been a lot of reviews, comments, people saying that this is awkward. There's no room there. I'll be honest with you, I didn't find that. What I did find was that it kind of signposts where that volume is quite nicely. So it is quite tactile. I didn't find that a problem, and you can see that on the cameras this is how I'm turning the volume up and down anyway. So I didn't find that a problem at all. No, they're fine. This is quite a nice little unit. Gets out of the way easily, looks nice. There you go. That's what I think of this guitar. Okay, well, I think I've said it all, haven't I, really? I like it, I'm keeping it, so there. Thanks very much for joining us through this journey, this journey of discovery of the Epiphone Crestwood Custom. Yeah, we're at the end of that journey. If you're still here, well done. I really do appreciate that. Watching, you know, if you watch the channel, it's the best way you can support it. So thank you very much again for doing that. And why don't you come back next week and find out what we're up to then? Same time, same place, here. I look forward to seeing you then. All right, ta-ra for now. Okay, yeah. Sorry, bit of a wig out there. Good fun. I must get the band back together so I can gig with this. It'd be great fun.